It's not going to.
Hey y'all, hey.
Wait, hold up.
Listen, you know we're gonna go back and see this and be like, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, hey, ho, hey, ho. We live.
We're recording currently, but we're not live.
Oh, I just got the notification.
Oh, you got a notification that we were live?
Yes, all right. Hello, my Facebook family. Here, we can't hear you, sis. Here at TTNT, we are TT&T, literally. And our job is to spotlight entrepreneurs, independent artists, and everyday people. Hello, my co-host. How are you guys doing today? Titus looking crazy.
I'm good. And I don't see the live button on here, but what's to say we live?
I was going to say, I got a notification. Yes, I did. That's okay. Hello, my Facebook family. Hello, my co-host, Titus.
Hey, Facebook.
How y'all doing?
Hey, girl.
Y'all staying warm?
I'm
stay warm, baby.
Warm and cozy.
Anyway, we came, and guess what? Our audience is here too. Yes, I am one of your co-hosts, Miss Madam Secretary. To God. And Mr. Penny Hart himself, Titus Glenn. You wonder why me and Titus both have on black? Because it's Black History Month. All right, here in TTNT, you know we give a game. So my game is going to be Letters to Madam. Yeah, that's me. All right. So if you've seen the episode of Letters to Madam this week, you've seen everything. So we're going to go through a letter with Takara and Titus, and I want to get their take on the letter. Are y'all ready?
Sure.
All right. Dear Madam, I am dating this guy. I cook. Oh, I didn't go through this letter. This will be an exclusive. This is exclusive. Let me hold on. Let me go to the first letter. All right. Let's start over. Dear Madam, I have to be honest and tell you that I'm going through this pandemic and it's really brought a different person out of me. I don't have the same friends I used to have. I found out that we have different beliefs in religion, race, politics. Am I wrong to separate myself in this way? Titus Glenn, I want you to tell me what was Madam Secretary's answer.
Your basic answer? You want me to answer this even though we're not live?
We not live for real?
No, we're not live.
We did the whole intro.
No, you did the whole intro.
What is going on? I thought you said, you were saying we can't go live on YouTube.
Right, but we're not live on Facebook either. Because I was waiting on I had to change the settings so that we could be live. My computer's going really, really slow.
We are not live.
Oh.
He said, Russell said he just saw the live, but Madam Secretary.
Oh, this winter storm.
Some technical difficulties.
Today is Promise's birthday?
It is.
Oh. You called her prom. She talking about prom.
Because somebody else called her prom.
Oh, we're
trying to get on. But you're on the right page.
Oh my goodness. I'll let you, I don't know if it's the internet's also affecting my computer. Come on. Yeah. Come on.
All right, my Facebook family. If you guys are waiting for our show, Just give us just a minute, little technical difficulties. But while we wait, I want to give a big shout out to my brother, my best friend, Titus Glenn. From the ashes we will rise. After the dust settles, you will see that it was only meant to start your new beginning. Good job, bro. Yes, you guys go download that from on Titus Glenn webpage. Go to www.titusglenn.com. Guess what? Period Pooh is gonna bring you through some storms. All right, go get that. Go get that download. Hi, Eric. How you doing? Can't wait to see you. Okay, I know y'all are waiting. If y'all are still in the waiting room, don't worry about it. We coming. We got some technical difficulties. We in Texas. The weather's a little weird, but we'll be live. So you guys go see us on Titus Glenn's. Hello. Oh, Eric, I'm glad you're doing amazing. Are we live? Oh, we live. You guys go and see the show. All right. Bye. Hello, TTNT. I am one of your hosts, Madam Secretary, and I'm sorry about our delay. Let's just address that. We love to be here with you guys. So let's do this. We want to go ahead and make it known that you are the livest audience on this side of the South. I am one of your hosts, is Madam Secretary. You have your co-host, CEO, Miss Winking Owl Productions, Takara Hyde. And you have the Men in Black, Titus Glenn. Y'all, do you know when girls get their nails done, they always doing stuff like this? So if y'all see me today, sis got them things right. Okay. Anyways, let's get on into this show. All right. Here at TTNT, our job is to spotlight independent artists, entrepreneurs, and everyday what? People. Yes. So let's get into our game. If you guys this week saw an episode of Letters to Madam, it was just a teaser. We want to make sure that you guys know. But if you didn't, we'll get into the letter tonight. We're going to play our first game, and it's called Letters to Madam. Yeah, that's me. All right. Titus, Glenn, and Takara, y'all ready to play a game? Everybody say yeah. Say yeah.
Yes.
Titus, say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to read the letter and I want you guys to give me your best response. Okay. So, first letter. Dear Madam, I have to be honest and tell you that I'm going through this pandemic has really brought a different person out of me. I don't have the same friends I used to have. I found out we have different beliefs in religion, race, and politics. Am I wrong to separate myself in this way? Titus Glenn, hello, my sir. What do you think Madam said?
That no, it's not. It's okay to separate. Well, you said it's okay to separate yourself.
Why?
Why is it okay? Because you make your
Yeah.
own belief, and it's okay to respect each other's beliefs.
Okay.
Peace.
Okay. And Titus, I'm gonna come back to you because I have another question to Kara. To be honest, if the pandemic brought a different person out of me, right, was what the letter said. What was the meme that was shown right after that?
Man, was it the man that was crying? I'm thinking, somebody.
It was the lady running. Remember, she was running and she was crying, and the lady and the man
Yes.
said, "Why are you running?" What?
Yeah, that one. And then was it the one? Yeah, that one.
Yes. All right.
Oh my goodness. That was some good memes.
Titus Glenn. What is your answer if the pandemic separated you from the friends that you used to have? What is one answer you would say? Why would the pandemic separate you?
It was God ordained.
I can't take it.
Got true friendship can outlast any pandemic.
Any pandemic.
Listen,
And listen,
he sent it to clear it up.
listen, I'm so done because when the last time somebody had a pandemic, a lot of relationships are suffering from the pandemic. Some can make it and some just aren't making it. So, all right, Takara, hi. I want to ask you, what is something that you believe? You know, is it okay that the pandemic made you different, or you know, this person said it made them different, it brought a different side out of them? Do you think that's okay or that's not okay?
I think it's okay. I think it's a really good way to show if you're growing or not, or if you're willing to grow, or if you're open to growing into someone that kind of like maybe the revolution of you. You know what I'm saying? Because it behooves you sometime to do the thing, get out your comfort zone, and do some things that it benefits you. So I definitely think it was a go. For me, hell yes.
Oh wow.
I had to. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Kombucha. Kombucha's gonna be my word from now on. Kombucha. Titus Glenn. Titus Glenn. I think your question would be okay. So what university did Madam go to? The reason why her information is A1.
Petty University.
All right, I know that's right. Listen, Madam is a lady of many hats. She is
You gotta have that clap with it, though.
Yes, you gotta have that clap. I am sophisticated. I'm very cultured. But guess what? Petty University. Everybody got a little petty in them. Everybody took a class or a course. All right, Takara, we're gonna move right along, right along. What was something that stuck out to you in that episode? What was one thing that stuck out to you in that episode?
Man, them memes was crazy. I think I watched it like 3 or 4 times just to see the memes. But I really liked the advice you gave. I think it was a solid thumbs up of the advice. And then I like the. Did he just leave? Okay. I like the fact that you put yourself in her shoes and said, I really kind of brush away from politics and religion, because it is a touchy subject. But I also like to say that I like to say that you said, I sometimes go into the fire because it is a touchy subject, So I like that about you. And I think who you can have a conversation with and who you can't. Yeah. It was
Thank you
good.
for that. Thank you. Well, we have a whole show, and this show should be very interesting. We are sorry again for coming on late because you guys come on here to see us, and we want to see you. Is our guest ready? Because if so, we're gonna go to a break like we always do. And I'm getting the cue to keep my games going. So let's play another game. I surveyed 100 people. I did. I'm serving 100 people. And out of 100 people, I want you to tell me some D words that men love. D words. All right. Oh, is that a power outage? Ho. Y'all, I'm in Texas. All right. So I'm ready. Titus Glenn, number one. What's the D word that men love?
D word that men love.
Uh-huh.
Deliverance.
Ooh.
Oh, Dominoes.
Betty, okay. I know Betty King and Susan Granfield would love that answer. We got lights, y'all. All right, Deliverance, we gonna take it. Takara Hyde, give me one word that men love that starts with the letter D.
Dinner.
All right. Dinner was one of the answers. We're looking for the number one answer. Titus Glenn, give me a D word that men like or love.
Dating.
Okay. We're going to do 2 more. And are we ready for a song after that? Titus? Okay. Takara, what is the D word that men love?
Dancing.
That is correct. Some men love the dirty dance. Anyways, Titus. Titus Glenn, what is a D word that men love?
Men love diving.
Yeah, no. The last one, we're going to do one more. Takara, what is one word that men love?
Mm. I can't say it. Driving.
Okay. Maybe not. Okay, Titus, one more, and then I will give away the last and final answer. What is something that men love?
Um, uh, I don't know. Dice.
No, sir, it was dogs. Dogs are man's best friend. That's okay. And that is our game for tonight. We are ready for, I'm going to turn it over to Titus for a break.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into some music on tonight. Y'all bear with us. We've been having technical difficulties. It could be the coldness outside. So we are getting everything geared up so we can dive into some music. Let's dive into my playlist is coming up, y'all. Y'all praying for us tonight. Those that get a prayer through.
Well, you could sing, so.
Oh, go ahead, Takara. Go ahead and
No, I said you.
um
You're on mute, Madam Secretary. Yeah, bear with us. We don't like to have silence on the show, but I'm just saying, this is an interesting show. We're gonna get this over to Frosty the Snowman and the great what's his name? The groundhog that
sing the break.
From the ashes you will rise. After the dust settles, you will see that it was only meant to start your new beginning. I said, from the ashes you arise. After the dust settles, you will see that was only meant to start your new beginning. I'm gonna sing it one more time. From the ashes you will rise. After the dust settles, you will see that it was only meant to start your new You're new, you're new, you're new, you're new, you're new, you're new, new,
Beginning.
new.
Be
Guinea. Yeah. Here we go.
All over the world, let's bring it together. Everybody sing happiness. Come on, sing now. Oh, said I ain't gonna cry no more. Too much love around here to show. You and I, we clearly know. Some days are high, some days are low. Everlasting love we can make. Come and share this great moment in my life. You know we can't do that twice. Ultimately, I've got to live unashamed. Do you got it? Love, peace, happiness. Anybody got it? Love, peace, happiness. Y'all listen, I feel good. Everybody say, I feel good. Yeah, say, I feel good. Everybody say, I feel good. Yeah, come on, let's sing it home. Hey, ultimately, I've got to live unashamed. Hey, do you got it? I wanna know, do you got it? Love, peace, happiness. Love, peace, happiness. Everybody all over the world say love. Say love, peace, happiness. Oh, yeah. Say love, peace. What about the world can sing this, y'all? Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Woo. Everybody having a good time tonight? Come on, man, God doing real good. We gotta get out of here, but we love you. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? And we are back. We are back in Dallas, Texas, in this storm that's coming through. I'm reminded of this song. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah. Where the top party? Make a way, make a way. The storm.
No,
is-
I have a request. I can't. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with my song?
oh Ooh, right
It was
in
the
the
bottom
middle
dot
of it.
dot for me. It was the bottom dot dot. I can't.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He in
What is
pigeon
what
You
is the
can
mode.
still
word?
sing it, but I just
What
really
is the
want you to
rest of
sing it right. Can you
I
sing
couldn't remember.
when storms arise?
When storm arise.
Yes, it's an anchor. It's an anchor. Go on.
Oh, the anchor.
You know, go on, sing it for the people in the room that need that.
Wrote that one.
Huh?
When the storms arise.
Mhm.
Oh, when the storms keep on raging.
That. Mhm.
um, um,
Come on,
when
I know
the
you know.
storm. I'm gonna say it in my king voice. Bet.
Please
Let's
don't.
go.
Please don't. Please don't.
When the storm keeps on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day.
You enjoyed this too much.
Still that hope that lies within it reassures
A bad funeral song.
as I keep my eyes upon that distant shore. I know he leads me safely
All
to
he needed some wings.
that blessed place he has prepared. But if the
Oh my God. Hey. Amen.
storm
Amen.
it
Amen.
don't
That boy
see,
good.
and just in case.
Good
And
time.
just in case the
Ooh,
west,
that dread tray
There
in the
goes our
building.
Facebook audience, and there they
the
go.
west, I said the west keeps soaring. It keeps soaring.
You better stop. My
No, you messing me
soul
up. It keeps
is
on.
anchored
No,
in.
no, no. It keeps on blowing in my life. It keeps on doing this.
Anybody funeral
I
you go
want you to know
to,
when it keeps on doing this. I want you to know your soul.
I no longer crying for the person I lost.
It gotta be ain't good. So your
They gonna
body
get up and
don't do
slap
this.
They
him.
gonna kick. They
They
gonna
gonna get up
kick
and
him
slap
out.
him.
So your body don't do this. When the storm goes like this,
Titus, okay, Titus.
I want you to know your soul
Yes.
gotta be anchored.
Yes. Don't pass on the mic no
So
more.
you enter
Yeah.
into this building.
Lord.
You brought your burdens. You brought your pain. I have a
It gotta be anchored in the Lord. It gotta be anchored in the Lord. I want you to know when the storms go, when it go, your house,
Wait, did he just mute
it
me
can't be
and
made
you?
of strong. Your house can't be made of straw. Cause if it made of straw and it go like this, your house gonna be coming down. I want you to know your soul. It gotta be anchored.
You brought your burdens. I'm co-host. And you brought your pain. I have a message for you today. When you leave here, you won't be the same. I can't deal with him. Y'all, Facebook family, listen, we are trying to get through this storm the best way we know how. While we have power. There is power, wonder working power in the blood
I feel
of
a
the
shift.
Lamb. There is power. See, I just start singing blood songs that'll make them act right. Wonder working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Yeah, we need some laughs today.
Yes, we did.
Y'all,
Yeah.
we're feeling in time because our guest was in some ice and we just on here just
What is
enjoying
the
each other's company because that's what we do, when things are happening in life. If one of our, where we are with our guest friend is our
They're trying to get in. They're actually on their way to the room, but it's not letting them in. This is the regular code, right?
the norm that we're doing that we normally use. Which
And
one?
for some reason, it's not working. The
But
3-5.
while we are on here, fam, why don't you
8-8.
guys ask us some questions? We entertaining y'all tonight. What is something that you want to know about one of the guests? Preferably the one that has blonde hair. Why don't you ask some questions for Gabriel? I know you got some questions. Thank you, Russell.
Hey, Gabriel's my brother. Titus, will you send the link again to our guest?
I don't know who the guest is.
There you go. Hey, Gabriel, give me your questions. Listen, they have some very good things that they have going on. And you guys didn't know. I know something about Gabriel that y'all don't know. But you guys look out for Gabriel's projects because they are coming soon. Yes. Let's do this, Takara. You remember we did this the other day?
What?
Remember this? Our childhood theme songs. I'm gonna hum it. You tell me what it.
Oh, I don't know what that is, girl.
Takara,
What
do
is
you
that?
want to go where everybody knows your name?
How many times I've seen that before I went to sleep?
All right, your turn. Hum me one. We're waiting for our guest to come in, y'all.
Okay, so humming.
I'm humming.
I don't
I
know.
feel like we in that church service where the guest church is not ready. One more song.
People.
One more
That choir be
song,
on the
keep going.
vamp. I want to be caught up.
My mind is.
in the rapture. I want to be caught up.
Titus's renditions. I can't. I am sold out. My mind
That
is.
sound like that too. What's up, Zachary? Ernest?
I don't know, Tim.
Zachary?
No
Gabriel,
room,
what's
no
your question?
vacancy. Oh, out. I am sold out. Come on, tennis. Come on, tennis.
Well, I can do this. Then I do this.
We're
Then.
literally filling the gap tonight. Oh, I hear that, the Holy Ghost. You know what I just heard the Holy Ghost say? Listen. I got a word.
What's the word? What?
No, I need to hear Takara.
So you know how when the Spirit of the Lord be stirring up and you feel things shifting like a storm. This is what the Holy Ghost be really saying. You ready?
Stop playing with God, Titus. Stop playing with God. I'm not a part of that. Listen, I do not want to hear this to happen here.
You know what I thought he was going to say? When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I would dance like David danced. That's what I thought you
Y'all
were
better be dancing if the snow comes. Y'all better be dancing to keep warm.
Girl, when this snow comes, I'm just a cuddle.
Listen, y'all, I wish I had the clip of last year Snowmageddon, y'all. Snowmageddon last year. You know how Google gives you like it makes a story of like your last whatever. The first day we were like, oh my goodness, the snow. We were like Olaf and Frozen, right? But then we did what puddles do in the summer and we all melted. We were so cold. Y'all don't remember that? We were so
Look,
scared. Y'all, I remember I didn't get no food
Did
for
y'all turn on your? Did you turn on your water to let it drip?
no, but
yes,
I will.
Go
yes.
ahead
I
and
didn't
do
get no food for real last year, y'all. I wound up going to the gas station and getting some Doritos, some Fritos. That's all they had. And all of the stores, remember the shelves were like bare. And yeah, that's what we did. That's what we had to do. Our guest is coming in the building, y'all. Listen, I want you guys to know that in crunch time, we have this person that will they showed out. I'm just gonna say that they showed out and show up, and we're so proud of our guests. You guys are gonna meet them in just a second.
I'm sold
Here's the
out.
question. Okay, what
Mm,
advice?
mm,
Here's a question for anybody, I guess. Okay. Here's a question. What advice would you give to any entrepreneur that is feeling hopeless and defeated, or they deal with the low self-esteem? Who wants to take that one?
I'll take
I guess you take it, Tam.
I'll take a portion of it. Any entrepreneur feeling low and low self esteem, this may not sound like the answer that you want, but it's normal. There's gonna be a place in time where you question yourself, be like, is this really what I want to do? But keep going because the race is not given to finish the scripture, y'all.
The swift nor to the
The
strong.
swift north to the
I was gonna
strong.
say that I didn't want to mess it up because you know Medea be messing it up. But to the one that endures. So you need to endure, right? You're gonna endure some things because that'll be the story. You hear people say, "Oh, I put my blood, sweat, and tears."
Right.
That's what they talk about.
Yeah.
Those times that you wanted to give up, they're going to happen. You're not by yourself. It's gonna happen, and you'll be okay. You'll
And when
make
you
it through it.
can, and when the storms of life do this, the, the entrepreneur in you, the entrepreneurship in you, you just gotta ride.
Lord.
I mean, I would say to that. Oh, Takara, you go ahead and go. I add my two
Well,
cents.
I was just gonna say to stay the course because that could be the enemy tricking you to get off course, and then somebody else say, "Oh, she got off course. Let me slide on in and finish what she did," and you're gonna be looking crazy because they did what you stopped to do. So
Absolutely,
you always want to finish whatever it is that you got going on. You can do it.
absolutely. And I would say that if someone is dealing with low self-esteem, I would say consciously you have to rate your thinking about yourself. How do you do that? Speaking affirmations every day. You have to change the narrative that's going on in your head. So what I've done, and I've seen happen through my transition in this, with this phase of my life and my entrepreneurship, is I've done two things. I've personally have gotten up to speak to myself in a mirror, writing affirmations on my mirror, and writing my goals in front of me, and speaking those things. And then I have surrounded myself with other entrepreneurs. So that's another thing that you have to do as well. You have to put yourself around like-minded people because people, in a sense, we feed off of each other. So if you're telling your dreams to people that are not entrepreneurs, they will kill that entrepreneurs. And it's okay if you're working 8 to 5, have your people that you fellowship with 8 to 5. But if your long term is to be an entrepreneur, you literally have to surround yourself everywhere you look. Every person you call in the season that you're trying to grow a business, in my opinion, most of them need to be entrepreneurs because they can feed into the entrepreneurs in you. So any other questions? Vernisha's on here. She's an entrepreneur. She could probably chime in as well. Any other questions? Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. We're here to take.
And it's okay to it's okay to mess up. In your mess up, you
Yes.
learn. I feel like we get so stuck. Oh, dang, I made a mistake, and
Mhm.
we're stuck there. It's okay to make a mistake and learn from your mistakes, though, because you're gonna make a lot along the way. But you also gonna you have to look at the fact of what you're gonna gain in the end. So that's my take on it. Like, and even with low self esteem, I suffered with it for a long time. But it's something that you have to work on every day, every minute, every second. And so, like he said, surround yourself by positive minded people that's going to pour into you, not necessarily what you think you ought to know, but what you really need to know. So that helped me.
Yeah, I want
But
to
yeah,
chime in on that too, because to be honest, you may not have like-minded people around you, right? And so there's some things that you can do. And I know for me, I needed the step by step. So let me help you with the step by step. I want you to pull out a piece of paper and I want you to write on that piece of paper, I can do it.
Absolutely.
Write that on your piece of paper. And then again, I want you to read that when you wake up in the morning. I can do it. One affirmation I have on my mirror that I read every morning. People said I changed. This is quoted by Jay-Z. He said people told him he changed. And he said, "You think I worked this hard to stay the same?" It gave me great joy because you may look at me and say, "Oh, she evolved, or she look a little different, or makeup a little bit better. She wearing some different type clothes." But you think I worked this hard to be the same old, same old. Say, for instance, I love my reality TV, The Real Housewives. If you look at season 1 versus season 6, they got nice hair, nice purses, they house didn't upgrade. They did not get those big checks and still was living in an apartment. You want to evolve. In order to do that, the first thing you have to change is your mind state. That's why I told you to write down, I can do it, because your mind may be contradicting what your actions could be. Because if you just take it one step at a time toward the goal that you written on your vision board, right? Get you a vision board, write down that goal. And they say it all the time, work backwards, where you want to be versus where you are.
Right.
And let that be the launching board, because some of us don't come into this with a launching pad.
Right.
I'm gonna be very transparent. Y'all, I didn't believe it, but I had to start doing my own nails, doing my own makeup, doing my own hair. I didn't have a team of stylists, but I knew what I wanted to do and what I wanted to look like and how I wanted to transition. And now we have my good friend, y'all. He's a director and he's very amazing at what he does. Mr. Eric, how you doing, director?
Hello, hello, hello.
Doctor.
Hello, everyone.
Eric, thank you
How
for
are
joining us.
you?
I know, Eric is actually filling in for us, and he came on at the last minute. So we want to, do us a favor because Eric did this for us tonight. Go get your tickets to the show.
Yes.
Talking about, go to my page. I think it's artsgp.org.
www.artsgp.org.
Mhm.
Yes. Go get your tickets. And Eric is just here. We're just gonna have a little chat for a few minutes. Um, Eric, how you feeling about not having rehearsal tonight?
I'm a little disappointed, but you know what? This is, I feel like what we did last night was a nice little end point to give the actors and the everyone kind of an opportunity to kind of breathe a little bit. Because if I don't know, I mean, Titus and Madam Secretary were there when I had my little meeting thing about this whole week in the beginning and saying that, we're getting kind of close to the wire and, emotions and energy and stuff like that might be a little hot and high and da 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 da. So just be prepared. And so I don't think that they took what I was saying to heart because it did. And so I was working through some stuff. And I was working through some stuff with some other people, and but once we actually stopped and like got everything back on track and let people know, hey, this is what we're looking for, this is what we need, and then just let it be what it was, everything worked out great. And I think what we did last night, running act two and even working through what we said we were going to work through, I thought it was great. Like literally, we could have taken what we did last night and that could have been a great little preview so people could have been like, yeah, that's a can't wait to see the rest of the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
how is it being the bearer of bad news? And I mean the bearer of bad news in the sense of you have to be the one to put the fire underneath his tail because you see the potential. So what are you I mean, so that's one question. How is it being the bearer of bad news? But is it worth it in the end because of the potential you see in them?
For myself, being the director or the artistic director, so for this one, and kind of it being my final say and kind of the way things have to be or look or how we're going to get this done and how this supposed to be, I feel like I need to do everything that I need to do in order to make sure that the vision that I have for this show happens the way that I feel like it needs to happen. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's not an easy thing to always be that person that has to say, hey, blah 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 blah. But the thing is, in order for it to be one what I want it to be, and I feel like in order for it to be as good as I think it can be, those are some things that I need to let people know and let them see. And every time that I feel like I do it, and when I have to do it, I don't do it just in a way where it's just like I'm just gonna poo poo on you and then that's it. I feel like I do it with a little bit of finesse, and I let them know, look, this isn't quite where I want it to be. I know we've got a long way to go, but there's stuff that I see that you're doing that I really, really like, and we need to just build on that. So I always throw in a lot of encouragement and a lot of like guidance to say, hey, look, you're doing a good job. We're just not there yet. And stuff like that. But you always want to, being a leader, and it doesn't matter if you start off with it or if you end with it, you need to have some kind of positive energy or positive saying to give them, to let them know that what they're doing is not just in vain, and that they're not just wasting their time, and that they are productive. I've gone and had some rehearsals that were just train wreck left and right, and it usually happens uh, a night or two before opening. And then when we do have those nights that are kind of like that, and I do have, I hate to say it's a come to Jesus meeting, but it's one of those things where it's like we got to pull this together, because we open in 2 days. Da da da. It seems like I don't, and it's inevitable. It never fails. Somehow or another, they come in the very next day, and it's like a whole new show, and it's like it tends to be a lot better than what I'd seen before.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I don't know if it has to do with the energy that I'm giving off to them slightly, or the energy of someone in the show that's kind of like, but it happens a few times, not always. We'll come in, we'll have a rehearsal, and it's like they're doing stuff that I've never seen them do before. They're making mistakes I've never seen them make before, and I'm like, what was that? Because we weren't there before.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of, I feel like, just redirecting them and saying, hey, look, this is what it's supposed to be. This is my vision for this. We're so close to being there. Just get back on track. And after that, they tend to, pull it together.
So we have a question from our viewers.
Yes.
Gabriel says, "What are some practices you do to keep yourself uplifted, knowing you have an entire cast slash team on your back? It's easy to encourage others, but what do you do to keep yourself encouraged and stay strong in front of the
It's
camera?"
it's hard, and it's not something. Let me just say this: I'm a believer, and one thing that helps me get through a lot of this, because it can be very, very stressful, is that I do believe in God, and I do believe that my strength comes from God and prayer and stuff like that. My spiritual gifts are words of encouragement and and affirmations. So that's just what I normally flow in, even when I meet strangers. But the thing is, for me, one, I either my mother is like my number one fan. So sometimes if I have stuff that's going on, I'll bounce stuff off of her, or I have a director that is my mentor director, who is someone that I trust and that I see the way that they do things, and someone that I admire the way that they handle certain situations, and I talk to them and run ideas off of them. But for the encouragement thing, you know, talking to someone that you trust that may not be in what you're doing, but that knows who you are and knows the work that you do and have seen your work before, those are some of the people that you might want to talk to and be like, okay, hey, look, see, what do you think? What do you feel? Da 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 da, and get feedback from them. The encouragement that I get is from knowing that I have enough faith in myself that I know that the decisions that I made were good.
Yeah.
First of all, secondly, in those times where I feel like I might not be as strong, or I feel like I may have come up short, that's when I pray and I'm like, Lord, give me strength, give me wisdom, one, to handle these different difficult situations, but also give me the strength to be able to get through this, so that so that I know that I can make it through. Because there's a lot of times where I don't like there are times where I'm like, I don't know how I could do this. I don't know if I was someone that was looking outside of myself, looking into what I do and everything that I deal with during the week, and then the stuff that I deal with dealing with the board and or with the production. I feel like other people would just be like, why? I'm done. Like I can't even, like I'm done. But but the thing is that this is what I like to do. This is a part of me. This is a reflection of who I am, and 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 I just can't let it go. I can't just let it
You
die.
do well, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
You are an amazing director, and I am, yes, even a part of the cast, but I'm a fan because I've seen your work, so I know the end goal, and so there's a trust factor there that I
Mm-hmm.
think the entire cast has with
Mm-hmm.
you being the director. We all, understand that, when you say, no, go back, that dance move is wrong. You know what you're talking about. You know
Right.
what the end result is. And so there's a trust factor there. And so I know we may have one more question. I'll end with my
No, yeah,
question
yeah.
with just
Mm-hmm.
really quickly. Is there and I'm gonna say celebrity because when I say director, I have a few that come to mind. But as I see a lot of celebrities, female, male, African American, Latino, Asian, coming to the forefront, is there one that you feel like, and I won't say stage, I'm gonna say movie director that you feel like that you look up to, that you inspire, that inspires you.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to like movie wise, director wise, I mean Steven Spielberg, beyond. But then again, I am a sci-fi fan, first
Okay.
of all. But if you look at the body of work that he's done, not even just sci-fi, but like Schindler's List and all that, there's a lot of elements that he has. If you look at his body of work, that are not just uh, the lines or
Mm.
what you normally just get back from just watching a movie. There are there are visuals that he uses, there are sounds that he uses, and sometimes in some of the scenes that you have, especially when it comes to like film acting and so forth and so on, there are stuff that can be said without saying anything at all. And
Mm.
I think that he does a really good job with taking not just what you see right in your face, but all the elements around that to help you tell a story. And I feel like that's kind of what I try to do with some of the things that I have in the show. Is like, yeah, these are your lines, and yeah, that's who you're supposed to be. But there's more elements to who and what you are and what you do that make it help to tell that story. And I feel like, I noticed that with certain other directors too, and like so Spielberg is definitely one of them. M. Night Shyamalan does an amazing job with sound and visuals. Because if you look at his stuff, there's colors that he uses and certain things. There's space, his use of space. If you notice, depending on certain things, give you a certain kind of feeling, and those are elements that when you watch those movies that look for. So the next time you see some of those movies, look at those. Some of the newer ones, and I wish I knew some of their names, but like the newer Star Trek films, there's a gentleman that he's directed that one. I think he directed some stuff for Lord of the Rings. And just the quality of what they do on film, and the level of performance that they're asking from those people is impressive. I mean, and some of their work is like really, really strong. And it's just, I feel like, and I've probably said this before, I feel like I do well in picking my cast to cover the roles I need them to do, because I see something in them that I feel work well for this character. And a good director and or casting director will take those elements of that person and help to expand them and make them bigger, so that it helps to display that character in the film and help tell the story that you have.
Oh, how'd you pick Titus?
Get your life.
Because this is the thing. With the people that, first of all, with the people that I had audition, I knew that I needed someone in that role to be a cool person that's real kind of laid back, because the king he's kind of that way. I mean, he knows what needs to be done, but he's not stressing out about it, compared to his wife, who's the queen, who's very like all over the place and very, kind of flighty and so forth and so on. And Titus he carries himself in a certain way that's just cool. That's just no other way to say it.
How he's
it is
sitting right now.
Right. It's like, I'm surprised you don't have like a glass of brandy or some wine.
If you were on about 30 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, that may be different. And so I know we don't have a bunch of time, and y'all, I didn't want do you have anything? I'm gonna ask one last question. Don't answer it now, but just be thinking how someone can get into the plays if they want to audition. You don't have to answer that now. I'll let Titus and Takara go.
Well, I don't really have that much to say. I'm just excited to see the play. I love those childhood stories always, and I've never seen one on stage, so this will be my very first one to see on stage and to support my friends. So I'm excited to do that. Now I guess I do have one thing comment. You said something about having to give encouraging words to when you having to redirect. Do you feel that is something that you just you trying to pull that magic out of that person for the character, or are you trying to do that but also encourage them along the way? This is the magic that needs to happen, and this is the magic that is going to work on stage. Period. Is that something that you're trying to do with your cast?
Different directors approach working with cast members in different ways. Sometimes from my opinion, some of them they come across as intimidating, and they intimidate their actors to get them to do what they need them to do. They talk down to them. They make them feel small. They make them feel like at the end of the day, like I'm it and that's it. Don't say nothing else to me, blah, 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 blah. When I approach my cast or my actors, I don't just see them as people doing work for me. I look at this as we're working together to get something done. So that it's a type of relationship. And I feel that if I have a certain rapport or relationship with that person, because we're doing this together, that they're gonna, like myself, I'm gonna put in as much as I can in order to make this performance a really good performance, because then they're invested into it. So my encouragement is not only just for the show, for it to be done, but also for that actor because I know and understand being an actor, because I've been on stage a number of times myself, and sometimes you just need that little extra to get them either past something that they're working with in their head, or to get them just to kind of do what you're needing them to do on stage. We're human. We're dealing with
Right.
human beings, and we've got all kinds of everything that happens outside of the theater. And I know that we keep saying, "Oh, just leave that at the door. We got stuff to do." Da, 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 da. But we're human. We got stuff going on. There's stuff going on up here. But you know what? The thing is that the magical thing about it is, because there's a place called theater, we have a place where we can take all of that mess that's outside in the real world, and we have a place that we can keep it, so that this world that we're creating on stage is a place that we can live and flourish and be successful. And that's what I try to do when I talk to them and encourage them. It's not, not just for what I can get out of them, which that's a great part of it, but also you're talking to that person, you're talking to that inner person too. The thing about theater is, and if you if you get a chance to study theater at all, it's a very fine line that you walk when you're playing a character, because there's so much of yourself that's in that character when you're portraying it on stage, that what you're seeing is a part of you, and you
which
haven't.
probably will resonate from the audience, right? Oh
Correct.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So the thing
wow.
is that when they feel comfortable enough to let those parts of them open up, to show that out to everyone else, they have to be comfortable with you. They have to be comfortable with everyone around you, because when you don't have that, there's blockage there, and you notice, and you'll see that there's something just not real, that you just don't connect with seeing that person on stage saying them lines. Like, that happens a lot. So when you have
I'll
the
get
opportunity.
rid of it during like the first practices, like
Mm-hmm.
the rehearsal where you're in front of everybody and they're like, we're gonna start to separate the groups, and I want you to do this dance number, and you're like, boom, 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 boom. And you're literally in a zone of it's me and whoever I'm standing next to,
Mm-hmm.
or me and the director or the dance choreographer, and I want to give them. And so you kind of block out everything else around, and you know that like I know being a part of the ensemble is that I don't want to mess my part up, because my misstep is someone else's step, which
Mm-hmm.
we could do this. And so let me make sure that I know what I'm doing. And just like, I mean, we talk about lines, your last line is somebody else's first line.
That's right.
So if you don't say your last line, then now we can't say our first line. And so now there's a blank awkward space, and don't be the reason why there's a blank awkward space. Because everybody's gonna be like,
That's so awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it works. It is there's a lot that you can get into about acting, being on stage and doing shows, and there's a lot of internal things that you have to work through and get through, and we can talk about that on another day.
yeah,
But
That
I'm just
sounds
letting
like
you
you
know,
have to be very
look at
available
King's
to be
statue.
open.
you have to have a lot of self worth of your
Awareness.
awareness, because sometimes some roles will take you to places that you've never been before, or places that you don't want to go to. But you have to be safe. You have to feel safe enough to go to those places, because I feel like when you do go to those places, that's when the audience feels the real you, and that's when that character that you're playing feels real to them. And there's also this thing that happens between you and the audience, this connection that happens, that and it's weird because it happens every day, every time you go to the theater. We as the audience member comes to the theater and we sit down and we go, okay, I know that that's not really a horse up there. It's just a piece of cardboard, but I'm going to believe that that's blah, 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 or I know that that's not really, Queen Victoria, but I'm going to sit here and immerse myself in this world. And that's who I see. And I'm going to believe that that's what that is. So they take it upon themselves to go, okay, I'm going to believe this to, extent, but you give me something that I can tangibly touch, understand, and breathe and eat. So That's what.
One
Oh.
question.
Hmm.
Another question. Uh, I- Let me just say it. Okay. What is one phrase or sentence you would say to the naysayers that are trying to bring you down?
Ooh.
You don't
Um.
have an answer. I have an answer.
No, you give yours and let me think about mine because I'm.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
here's where I'm at with naysayers.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say anything because when you say things to negative people, you believe what they say. Because
Mm.
when you don't believe it, you don't let it take you anywhere that you don't need to go. So I will allow it to be a force to push me into focus
Hmm.
because to give energy to something negative is a depletion of what you're trying to be.
That's true. And there have been moments from cast members that have said things that I was like, well, and deep down inside of you, you want to go, you want to say something to that. But then again, and one thing, at least I know that when I was talking to my mother about this, about certain different things and different shows and stuff, she says the thing that is different with you compared to other people is she says that you keep a level of integrity that seems to be above the bar.
Mm.
She said, and you need to keep that up because people look at you and they respect you for that. So, like he said, when naysayers, or like the question is, what do you say when naysayers say blah, blah, negative things to you about you? And it's hard because they will, and there's no doubt about that. The thing is that one of the things you have to know and understand is that you've been chosen for this job.
Mm.
No one else can do what you can do.
Absolutely.
So you have to have enough faith and believe that you have enough inside of you. And if you don't have it, you ask for God for strength. But the
That's
thing is, and
right.
like he said, when you start to get that inside of you and you want to say something, it's you're first of all acknowledging or
Mm.
accepting that what they're saying is true.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that. And and even my mom said before, and I've done it before. People have said stuff about me or said stuff to me or said da da da. Sometimes I don't even have to. I don't address it
Mm.
because there's no why. Because it's not. I'm still in my position and I got a job to do. And just because you're flapping your gums and you're saying stuff, that's not going to hinder me from being successful. Because the show's
Mm.
going to go up and
That's
it's going to
right.
be good.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good.
Hmm.
That is
Absolutely.
really good. I'm full right now
Me
because that
too.
is so good. I am so full right
Because
now with
I feel like
joy.
that's what on this journey that I'm on. I don't really talk about the
Hmm.
things that I read, the things that I'm doing to make me better.
Hmm.
When you give ear to negative things, you literally bring your spirit to a place of I can go up or I can come down.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I feed into what you think about me and how you think I'm moving. I literally bring myself down to a level that you are, right? Because misery loves company.
That's right.
So if I'm up
Man, let
here,
me elaborate on the misery on the level.
go
True. This is true. Energy levels live in different spectrums.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so
They
when you
do.
say, when people say, I'm not going to bring myself down to your level, what you're talking about, sometimes we don't even recognize we're talking about it, is energy level. If
Yeah.
you are operating at a low vibrations, you're going to hear it. But if you're
Yep.
operating at high vibration, they may say it. You'd be like, oh, that's what's up. And you may keep going because you only intake the high vibrations because you're
Absolutely.
operating. That's why here on TTNT, if you guys haven't seen us, me, Takara, and Titus
Yes,
ask each other, hey, what's your mental number? I need to know. Because where
Yeah.
are we operating at today?
this is
Right.
a
Right.
So
whole
then
Right.
I understand where we are. And if you're not on a high
Right.
number, let's get you there because I don't even want to go down to a low vibration. That
Hmm.
may mess me up once I'm not around you. And I may
Mm-hmm.
give other people that negative energy and it was never meant for them. It was that I wasn't
Right.
able to separate the two.
there's so many layers
Mm-hmm.
to that because I mean we're getting ready to go, but there's so many layers to it because sometimes you even got to offer people grace
Yes.
to not respond, not because
Yes.
you don't want to, but because whatever they said is because something they dealing with. And
That's
it could
right.
be
Yes.
that they
Yep.
have
Exactly.
within themselves or a jealousy that they
Hmm.
have within themselves. So I'm gonna treat you with grace because whatever's going on with you, you will not
Mhm.
deflect on what the vibe and the space that I'm in.
Right.
I had that same feeling when I first did my first project. It wasn't what I expected it to be, but it was more than what I expected it to be.
Hmm.
And when I took it to the people that were quote unquote professionals, it was like, oh, this is that. So I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to listen to them
Hmm.
Mhm.
and or I was going to keep pushing it. And I kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing it. And people that didn't know me were playing my music everywhere.
Mhm.
And it wasn't perfect. This right here is the thing though. It does not have to be perfect. If your heart is in it, that's
Hmm.
what matters to me. For
So
me.
if let me
But
teach you.
I know on a professional level, on a professional radio level, now I know better. But
Hmm.
if you had to start somewhere first though. If I had what if I had just gave up because somebody told me it sounded horrible? I
Hmm.
had to start somewhere. And
Absolutely.
so now that I started, my ear has evolved, my learning has evolved. I'm like a sponge. And so my thing I would say to anybody, whether you're an actor, whether you're a singer, a songwriter, what don't give up, don't quit.
Absolutely.
If God puts you in this position to write, write,
Right. Right.
to sing, if, even if it's R&B, even if it's gospel, even if it's rock, whatever he puts inside of you, don't let some dream crusher
Right.
come through and crush your dreams. Do not let that happen. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm as big as Tony Braxton in my head. I am big as Beyonce in my head, in my heart. I am as big as Janet Jackson in my
Mhm.
head and in my heart. And so, because I don't care what anybody else has to say, you'll know don't matter. And that's
Girl,
what you have to get there.
You do.
I
But
almost
you have
stopped
to
you. I
start.
almost stopped you. You
But
better preach to Kyra
I'm
tonight.
just saying. You have to start, and you have
Hmm.
right.
that's what directors and actors, that's what they have to come on stage and feel like.
Hmm.
And I'm sure Mr. Eric feels like, okay, I know I'm Eric, but I'm just as good as, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
just as
Hmm.
good. He
Or
has
better
to have
than.
that. Or hey, that too.
You know,
But you have to start somewhere.
And not
right.
to start, be okay with where you are. Because here's the thing,
Oh, that's good.
whatever the person say, it might be true. You might not be good at what you're doing at the moment, but don't take it as a negative. And I think a lot of times, if we feel insecure about who we are, then we hear a negative word. Now we're riding on that negative word versus saying, you know what? Why do you see me that light? And what can I use about what you're saying about me to come up? You see,
That's right.
don't
Right.
whatever you saying, let me use that as a tool to
Mhm.
empower me to be better. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Whether it's in relationship, job, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when we hear negative words sometimes, we take it as an insult because we don't
Right.
want to improve.
Right.
Prove. Thank you.
You see what I'm
That
saying?
we're happy with where we are, and we
Absolutely.
don't feel we don't like the pain of growing out of where we are. And
Absolutely.
sometimes growing pains or something, I'm telling you.
I had
Listen.
to change my language too. I had to start
Absolutely.
saying I can't. Oh yes, I can. You
And
know, I
absolutely.
had to start changing my language, and then guess what this is? Let me tell you a secret. Change the language of others too. Stop saying, "Oh, well, you know, I didn't do that." Well, you can't do. Oh, yes, I can. Well, you didn't do it, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh
Absolutely.
Start
my
changing.
goodness.
I'm serious. That
Takara about to
it
have a show,
works.
y'all. Takara about to
Listen.
have a show.
It
Send your
You
offering
works.
lose, you
tonight. Send your
truly.
offering
I
tonight
want
to
to
Takara
quote.
High.
I want to quote somebody that inspires me, and this is the reason why you guys, Madam Secretary was created. Let's just say that it was created from someone else's vision of me, right? But let me say this: I had a launching pad of people that were around me. When you change the people that are around you, you begin to
Absolutely.
look like them.
Mm.
I'm no longer, and not saying anything was wrong of the people I was around. When I was in the medical field, I was around doctors.
Mm,
When I was in the teaching field, I was around teachers.
Mm.
And
that's
now I'm in
good.
the entertainment industry, I'm around entertainers. And one thing that I really, really hold near and dear is, and I'm going to call him my uncle, Steve Harvey said, you lose 100% of the battles you never try. If you never try, you lose 100% of the time. So you've already won 50% of the battle when you step out there and jump.
Yeah.
When you try, you've already won 50%. So go the distance and go 51, then 61. You're going to make it to that 100, but listen, and surround yourself around some people that's going to light up when they see you coming.
Absolutely.
When you walk into the room, they smile. Now, when you walk in the room, you see listen, sis, keep walking, bro, keep going, because that's not the people that you there for. But those people that look for you to walk in the room and they get excited just because you're there, those are the people. Because I always want to give a practical sense of how to do this. You look for those people that always want to pour into you, not those people that's always waiting to take from your energy. Okay, do this. Snatch your energy back. You don't like me?
Absolutely.
Oh, copy that.
Friend, they do this. They only give to you in order to receive.
That's
Listen,
right.
snatch your energy back. Everybody, could we get a snatch? Snatch your energy back.
I'm just saying.
Listen, or you give it and they don't appreciate the energy and the time
Get
that
it
you
back.
gave them.
Shoot, I'm an Indian giver, man. You get my energy back. Shoot.
Man.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn. It's layers to this, y'all. You have to learn when to give your energy, when to take it back, and when to not even give it at all. My therapist said this. He said that was so it lit me up and it set me free. He said, Titus, you are gifted, right? But you have to monitor where you place your gift. Because sometimes when your gift is maturing, you so easily give it because it becomes natural to you. He says, when I counsel people, I can counsel by somebody on the street or counsel close family members. But he said in his maturity, he learned that just because somebody's bickering and he has the advice doesn't mean that they're worthy to get the advice. And that's the thing that you have to learn with your gifting. Even when I lead worship, there are some churches that when I get there, I'm here, but I'm only going to deposit the level of the atmosphere that's worthy for me to deposit. Because if I deposit on the wrong ground, that ground will not flourish. If I speak in the wrong ground, it will not come up. So you that are gifted, you that are building, there's layers to it. You have to be discerning within yourself to know that, hey, this ground is not where it is, so I'm only going to give at the level that the ground is ready for it.
My last point, Titus, this is to the people that be asking, I don't know how to find my purpose.
Listen, come on, friend.
Get somewhere, sit down, and get quiet.
Absolutely.
And ask God to show you what your purpose is. And not just show you, but put you in places where you can attach your purpose to you. And that he will start placing people around you that will give into your purpose. And then it would come so easy and clear, and then start praying for people that be speaking on you.
Wow.
Not to have
you gotta pray against them people.
I know we gotta go, but this is some good stuff. This is like the after show.
It is very good.
We came on late.
Sorry about that.
Nah, it was
and this is what I was meditating on. And when I'm trying to get my levels up, my spirit up, in my different transitions that I'm in, and what I'm learning, right? You said something about getting still, and literally what she said is, if you seek ye first the kingdom of God, then all these things shall be added unto you. Where is the kingdom? The Bible also says, if you keep your mind on Christ, you keep your mind on in that place of stillness, that place of quiet, he will keep you in perfect peace. You don't know what you're supposed to do because you're not at peace within yourself. That part. And so when you don't still away, when you don't shut off the noise, and when you don't quiet yourself to hear, you'll never know what you're supposed to do. So I want to say, whoever's watching, you need to find a space to seek, not in the place of I'm coming to knock and ask. I'm coming to sit and listen. Right.
Make it practical, Titus. Make it practical because I always go practical. When you put your feet on the floor in the morning, before you drink your water to make you lose a little weight, before you do anything, sit down, take some breaths in it, close your eyes, and
Absolutely.
literally, this is the first thing. Reset your day.
Mm-hmm.
Reset your day because you're about to be you got your phone, you got Facebook, you may have the kids, you got to run, I got to get to work, I'm late. Take those 3 to 5 minutes
Listen.
and reset yourself from the
Mm-hmm.
day before. You just was asleep for, I don't know, umpteen hours. Take yourself and allow yourself to really wake up. In workout, they call it a slow down. This is after you, first of all, before you ever work out, they want you to work a little bit first, right? Then you get into the power workout. Then after the power workout, you have a cool down.
Mm-hmm.
After you sleep, go into your cool down, your meditation. And that's just a practical way of doing it. Other people may get up and stretch, you know what I'm saying? Get themselves together. When I was a teacher, what I used to do with my kids was before we started the day, our first thing that we did was I would tell them, put your backpacks down, get to your seat. Now let's stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And we would center I wanted to be on one accord with my kids because, and you know what? And I'm being honest, and this is not tooting my own horn. I had less behavioral problems with the kids when I started with a stretch that morning. Now, if I didn't start with that stretch, kids want to sit and stand in the seat, and you know we don't stand in the seats. They want to fall out the chair during the bed. I literally was like, all right, before we do anything, everybody, let's stretch. And I would do, and it would look crazy on the camera if you were looking on the camera, because I had their little heads moving. I had them doing some waves. But once we did that all together, we were on one accord.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say practically in your household, get your kids up. Come on, kids. Come on, husband. Come on, wife. Come on, self.
It's important.
Right.
I say
It's
you have
important.
coach inside of you. You have that mental coach, that conscious inside of you. Okay, coach, let's stretch. And just start speaking to yourself. Encourage yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Speak good things to yourself. My director over here, y'all, I'm so proud to see him. He came in with a clutch ready with some jewels.
I'm proud for all of y'all. I am. I'm so very proud of all of y'all.
And we proud of you too, sis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Came with nuggets and fries and.
She said,
"Yeah, I got that about a subject I know."
Well, I got that message, and she said, I said, what? I was like, hold on, I gotta, and I'm like, oh, I said, okay, I said, let me get this together. But this is, mind you, my second time being here with y'all, but I already feel like there's a certain rapport, and I think it's because we've spent time together. But then again, I think we're very like-minded in a lot of the stuff that we do, and that we study and so forth and so on. But I definitely feel comfortable and being with y'all with this and doing this, and I appreciate the time that y'all allow me to have with y'all on here. And so it's encouraging, very, very encouraging.
You know how dope it is to say we have a director in the room. You know how dope it is.
Y'all are doing some great stuff. Let me tell you, there is something, mind you. So for me, this whole process has been new because I have a new production team I've never worked with before. I have a lot of people that are in the cast that I've not worked with before, and just y'all being there, your energy and the way that y'all carry yourselves, it really does make a difference. And because we're working with a lot of young people, and I know that they can look to y'all, and for guidance and this, that, and the other, to see how to work things out. And so, y'all are doing.
We're the newbies. We're the newbies.
I'm the new kid on the block, so I'll be like, I hope they don't think I'm standoffish, but I really am just kind of chill until I kind of get to know you, and I'm just that guy.
But truth bubble, we all can just go into the truth bubble. It starts at the head.
Yeah.
When you come in, the first thing you do is you speak to everybody. Hey, y'all, hello, how's your day, whatever. And one thing that I love that you did this week is you came in, you was like, y'all, come in. Let me tell you where my head is. Listen, we needed to know where your heart is. One thing about a good leader is your people, you can lean on us. Why? Because we can empathize with you, because we know what's going on. Now, if you just would have been snapping all over the place, like, yo, what you doing? We'd have been like, what's wrong with him? But you let us know your heart is that it's not, I don't want to bleed on y'all. Let me let y'all know where I am so y'all work with me tonight. And to me, that was that day that you was like, oh, that was yesterday where you were like, it was an amazing practice because we all understand the ego was checked at the door.
Oh, yeah.
There was real life stuff going on. And it's like, how you leave your ego at the door? We're in it together. Right. If anybody slips or falls, and that's what I see building, and I could just say we owe that to you, is that everybody helps everybody because the first servant that we see is you.
And I feel like that's the way it should be. Like they said, it starts with the head and works its way down. If I'm and I don't mind, I didn't mind doing it. I didn't feel bad doing it. I just knew that I needed to let y'all know, like you said, where I was, what was going on, and that I'm not, and it's not that I'm, if I say something that's a little not off color but sharp, it's not because I'm upset with you. It's just a lot of stuff going on right now. But you know, that's just kind of just letting you know now that's what that is. So, you know, don't take it personally. But also I feel like by doing that, because I feel like a lot of leaders don't feel like they are comfortable enough to do that. By doing that, it lets them know that I'm with you and you can be with me and we're going to work on this together, so that there's a rapport that we now have with one another, that we're more comfortable together, and we know that we've got each other's back.
Exactly.
And they do, and that's the one thing about, at least for me and the shows that I do, it's like we become like a family. We help each other, we work with each other to work things out as we need to, and as long as we can work together and get there at the same time, then I think it's gonna be great.
I'm so excited. I know Titus is excited, I know Takara is excited, but even though, like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall to sit and watch the production, but to be in it, you guys have brought some things out of me and Titus, I know for sure, that we didn't know was there still, or even before. I know for sure y'all got some stuff in this show that I was like, now tell me I can't waltz, because I can walk. Take me to Dancing with the Stars.
Let me tell you, I've never, you know, God bless Kayla, because when just the thought of trying to teach people how to waltz, like, and let me tell you, I've had other people that have looked at what we're doing and they're like, oh, y'all doing a lot. They're like, ooh, y'all doing a lot. I'm like, yes, we are. I said, because, you know, but that's what I expect.
And we got $15 tickets, $20 tickets, and $25 tickets. So $5 will get you right there at the front.
I'm telling you,
I'm sorry, I'm excited.
It is going to be a good show.
There's gonna be some scalpers at the door. They all my people. They all belong to me.
So y'all make sure y'all go and get your tickets. We've had some great conversation. I'm definitely gonna have to just bring you back, Eric, just to talk about life in general, because I feel like there are some principles that we have talked about tonight, that even through the chat that they said they have really helped them tonight.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, so I feel that's good. Like, we just need to maybe have you back, just talk about life. Just principles. That
yes. Let me. Ooh, that's a lot. I've been through some stuff, just to let you know. You know, and it's. I know that what you see at rehearsal, or what you see, me as who I am and the personality that I am, is very jovial and upbeat. And the only reason I can say that I'm that way now is because of my relationship with God. I've been through a lot. Through a lot, and life has not always been easy. But also, I feel like if I had not been through what I've been through, I would not be who I am today.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, and I used to, even to this day, I still say, like, God, why does things have to be so difficult all the time? I feel like I'm always da 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 da. But the thing is that I made it through. I'm still here. I'm still here, and because of those things, that's shaped me to who I am today. and I'm still going on, and I'm still going strong. So
You made it. You basically made it when life did this to you.
that's right. Yes.
Y'all click like and click share.
Why?
Y'all,
Like and share.
hey, we
Like
have a
and
YouTube
share.
channel. Y'all go
Mhm.
subscribe as well, and you'll see more of Titus doing. You'll see him doing all of that. You guys have been amazing. Eric, where can people find you? I know this Titus thing,
No, go
but
ahead. Go ahead.
Mhm.
um, we are past out of time, y'all.
Oh,
We
oh
started
my.
late and
Yeah.
we ended church a lot late, y'all. We held y'all for a second service. So, Eric, where can someone find you? And that question that I had earlier, if they want to be a part of any show
Ooh.
that's coming up, how can they audition? How can they audition?
So again, like I've said the first time I was here, most cities in the North Texas area, in the mid cities and outside, are gonna have some type of community theater somehow, way or another. Go online, look and see their posts for their auditions, and go check them out. If you've not been or seen theater forever in a day, go now, because the thing is that things are a little different now. Because when we get the opportunity to do it, let's do it. Because we've been out for about 2 years, and
Mhm.
the stuff that you're seeing people do now is beyond, because they've been waiting. Some of them have been waiting for the opportunity to show what they can do on stage now. The other part of that is some of them have been working on this time, because that's what I feel like God was really wanting us to do, because everything shut down, was to get ourselves centered and get back with
Mhm.
him. And what the performers should have done, and I think some of them did, was to let me work on me, so that when those doors open up again and the stages open up again, I will be prepared to present the best that I have to give, because I've taken that time to work on me on that downtime. So go audition, go online, look at those auditions, call those places sometimes if you have questions about that. But the thing is to show up, be on time, give them what you got, give them all that you got, because sometimes they may not know where they want to put you right now in this show, but another show may come up and they may call you and be like, "Hey, we have this great role for you, or we have a role that we think that you'd be great for. Do you want to come and audition?"
In Dream
And
Girls, Madam Secretary.
I'm just,
I'm there.
I'm just saying, and it happens.
Oh,
It
I'll
happened to
be
me.
happy.
Me
There
and
you go.
Takara, me and Takara, and then Titus could be what was he? Jamie Foxx.
Curtis,
Curtis.
Quite like
How do they
you.
contact you? Somebody's asking for your email. Uh,
my email is Eric, ERIC, Criner, CRINER 00 at yahoo.com. Or they can email me at criner00 at yahoo.com.
Eric, can you put that in the Facebook that to me? Chat that with me so I can put it in
Mm,
the chat real quick.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then, yes, they do all kinds of plays. They did Elf. Uh,
Oh, were they asking if y'all specifically asking for GPAC information? GPAC will post on their website all of the shows that are coming up for that season. They also
Mhm.
will give you a link to go to
mhm.
sign up for your audition or your audition time, depending on how that director wants to do that. Also, they will give you dates on their website of the audition dates. Now, the specifics of those won't be out until closer to those audition times. But the season is usually, we decide the season like the year before. So we'll do by the end of Christmas, we'll start the next season posting to say what that next season is. So they can go online and look to see what's coming up. This show is already done. The Wiz was the first one kind of out of the bat. Elf was done, and then we have Cabaret, which is they're gonna re-audition for Cabaret, and then that's the next one that's coming up. And then there's I'm trying to remember what the other show was, but they're on there. And then our Christmas show is one that was kind of up in the air, but I think we figured out what it's gonna be, and I think it's the Christmas story.
Okay, and then the last question was, how can someone pose a stage play idea to see if you wanted to direct it?
If I want to direct it, or if someone, how do they?
No, it says
You,
if you
sir.
want, like, they have an idea about a play, a stage play,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
want you to direct it. How would they go about that?
The first the first thing, if they have an idea for a stage play, they want to do something that's kind of like workshopping, but it's called a stage reading. So you need to have a group of actors and have them sit together. Just if they're friends of yours or whatever, plan a time for y'all to get together, sit down, read through the play, then present that on stage as a reading. Take notes, because out of the gate, not everything is going to be perfect. So take notes on what you like, what you didn't like, what you feel like you need to change. Make those changes. Once that is what it is, go ahead and present that reading as a performance. Okay, have a small group of people come in, watch that reading, take notes, listen to what the people say. How did they feel about this? Was there anything they noticed about blah blah blah? If that's along the lines of what you're wanting to present, then you can take all of that, take those notes, make your changes to the script. Then you go to a theater or a director or a organization and say, hey, I have a play that I would like to put on stage. Would y'all like to work with me to do this? There are some smaller groups that have the funding or whatever that will be sometimes willing to look for new directors that have ideas and stuff like that you can present those to. A lot of Black theaters will do that because they're looking for new people all the time. They're always looking for new people. With the Grand Prairie Arts Council, we were eventually looking into getting a place or a time to do separate shows from our regular main shows that we do, that were some of them slightly more adult, but just a different. Or we used to have a young directors series that we did. So far, we did like 2 shows, and they were young directors. And the shows that they did weren't new pieces, but they could have presented us with one that they may have written or whatever. And what we do is that we look at it and we say, okay, what is it? What is this? What does all this entail? And we work with those young directors to put that show on. Now, mind you, because a lot of times the shows that they did were not ones that a lot of people knew, a lot of people didn't come out to see those. But that's not what it's about. It's about getting them taught and learning about putting up a show. How do you do this? What are the steps? What are the things that we do? And with the Arts Council being what it is, it's a part of education. So we do get sometimes if we have grant money for that, because we do get grant money from the Educational Foundation for here in the United States, then that may be some money that can be funded into that to do that. We would need to definitely, if it was with us, we would need to put that and work that into the budget for the following season or year, so we can set that money aside and say, hey, look, this is what we have. How much is this going to cost? What is all this going to entail? Because you have to take that in consideration of your lighting, your sound, and your costumes, and your sets, and your all that, and we got to just see if that's going to work.
So first, for them to try to even submit to you, they would need a script, right?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. And that's what you would need to do for your reading, your stage reading. But there's a lot. The thing about the stage reading is such a big thing, and I feel like a lot of young directors skip that step. But the thing is, you'll never know the feedback or the fine tuning that can go on if you don't do it.
Yeah. Wow.
So because it's
Thank you so
much.
We're
gonna have him back, y'all. We're gonna have him back to answer some more questions, and we'll have his information in the bio, or in the description, on Facebook, where you guys can get in contact with him and ask more questions too. Go ahead, Titus.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight in our extended show of TTNT. Y'all, if y'all need your hair done, eyelashes done, if you need some photography, you need somebody to fit you, if you just need somebody to help you plan the events that you have going on, please book your girl, Madam Secretary, who also has a current new show out, Letters to Madam. And if you want to get your letters into Madam the Secretary, and you have an issue or concern that you want her input on, send your email to
inbox me on Facebook if you're my friend, and if you're not, find somebody that is. Because because I really want your letters, and I think the quickest way is to find me on Facebook. I'm not on private, I am public, and so it's 23 Foodcation Queen. It won't change, the name won't change. But listen, one way you can get it to me, if you want to get it to me within the next few months, go to Titus Glenn's webpage, inbox him letters to Madam, or go to Takara's webpage, and when you inbox her, put letters to Madam. Anybody that you know that may be my friend, if you inbox them letters to Madam, they will get it to me. Even if you're a friend of Eric, letters to Madam, they'll make sure I get those letters.
And then your girl, Wicked Out Production, if you need somebody to sing for you, need somebody to help you plan and do some administrative lead work, please get with your girl, Takara Hyde. And if you need a dope song, if you need somebody to help you produce a song, if you need somebody to write, sing on your track, get with your boy Titus Glenn. Oh, and if you have not done it already, go get that single, New Beginning.
Download.
It's going to bless your life. www.titusglenn.com. All right, guys, that's been our show for tonight. We will see you guys next week.
Eric.
Yes.
Man, you came in with the clutch. Okay.
I was like, I was like, let me put something. I need to put something on. I was like, my hair is looking a mess. I got to put something on my head.
I'm so grateful for the relationship that we have. I feel like me and you are family.
Yeah.
I know I probably asked some tough questions, but in this season, God has put some people around me that I feel like they belong to me. You are dope. You're dope. Yeah.
I
You're
tried.
always trying to claim people.
I do. I'm a catch up. Why not?
Like, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Right. Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, girl, I was literally sitting up in here popping these sunflower seeds, watching KERA, and she messaged me. She said, "Get on." Da-da-da. I said, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh." I said, "Let me." I said, "Ooh." I said, "Oh, I gotta." I was like, "Yes," and then I couldn't get on. My password wasn't working or something. But Titus got me. I just clicked on the thing, and Titus got me on.
See,
I was like, okay,
I'm
cool.
so ready.
Right? You never know.
You never know when Madam Secretary.
You never know. Oh, but I'm glad that you're on, because what I was talking to Madam Secretary about was for if the cast, like, who all did y'all want, and how that was going to work out. But yeah, I think what we discussed, I think, should be fine. It's just, it'll be a number of folks though.
From the people that I seen on there, it was 6.
Okay, cool.
And from people that I seen, it was a mix of some of the major roles and then some of the crew. So I think it's a little mix. Yeah.
Good. I think that'll be fine. I think it'll be great. It'll be fun.
Do you feel like with the way the weather, because I know the schools are closed, all of the schools are closed. Do you think temperatures may be okay to practice tomorrow, or we may not? Or will we know maybe like 6 o'clock? Because we can give out that information in the group as far as the Zoom if they want to hop on. If we know by, what I'm saying, we come on at 9 o'clock, which is kind of late anyway. So we know at least by 7 or 8. If we had, not even 7 or 8, if we know by 6, because then we need to know if practice is going.
Are you gonna Zoom practice?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to.
Are y'all watching on Zoom?
Bro.
I never thought. I hadn't thought about doing a Zoom rehearsal, but I figured we probably could. It wouldn't hurt us to sit and read, even if we were reading. That doesn't bother me at all. But they gotta. The tricky thing is the music. They've got to be able to hear the music. If there's a delay, which there might be, and I don't know how well that will work on Zoom, if they're singing in place, but the music is playing somewhere else.
Yeah,
that might be kind of tricky. Now, if they were playing the music on their end and singing with it, that's different. I just don't know. I just don't know how in sync it would be.
Right.
If someone else had pressed play and then them singing, you know what I mean?
For sure, those acts though, that the scene with the stepmother and the girls,
Mhm.
that act that they were running through. I actually heard of, I think me and Titus kind of heard of somebody saying that they do it on Zoom. I think it was
Oh,
somebody in the
really?
production actually that they actually do reads. No, matter of fact, it was the fairy godmother that said
Mhm.
she was a part of a few Zoom reads, and
Mhm.
they did a whole show on Zoom.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So just making sure they don't have their books,
Right.
they're
Right.
kind of learning the lines and being able to have each other too. So that
Now
is
we
good.
could. I mean, I have an account. I say account. I have a free Zoom thing. I know that I have one through the district. There's one that I'm using right now, which is a profile that I have that has my email hooked up to it,
Mhm.
and I could probably do that and put up a Zoom meeting and then send out the code and everything so everybody can be on it. And then we'll just, go through the show, read through scenes or whatever as we need to, just so we can have it in our head, and we're not forgetting anything. And this definitely gives us the opportunity to make sure that we're still working.
Mhm.
I don't think that we're gonna have rehearsal tomorrow because of if things drop the way that they're supposed to, temperature wise. I don't know if we're gonna get warm enough to melt what's going to happen tomorrow because it is literally going to be like below 20 something. It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be in
can
the
actually
20s.
feel it. In my house, it's pretty warm. My
Hmm.
feet are starting to get cold, and
Cold,
this is in
yes.
the house. So
And then
yeah.
yeah, same thing here. Like it within the last couple of minutes, I can feel the wind and the breeze getting coming through a little bit.
Mhm.
But other than that, we could do a Zoom rehearsal. I don't see anything wrong with that. Coordinating it is just a matter of saying, hey, here's our time, let's do this, blah blah blah. And
Gotcha.
then
So we did that. Is there any way we could do the pre-recorded version from maybe like I was gonna say 6, but I know people are getting off for work and some people don't even get to rehearsal until about 7,
hmm
10. So
what time do y'all normally hit? Do y'all start at 7? What time do
well,
y'all start your
pre-recorded is really up in the air. So we can
Yeah,
do 7. We can do 7 to 8, and then y'all can do the read from 8 to
hmm
whenever.
You start pre-recording tomorrow.
Hmm. Starting
Okay.
at 7 and going through rough draft.
But if nobody's working, we could probably do it at 6.
well that's true because I know I won't be working tomorrow.
Okay, so that maybe have to be a message that goes out early, that if you're not working, please message if you still want to be on,
Yeah.
because if everybody is done, then we can start our show at 6.
Hmm.
Yeah, 6 to 7, and then if you want to put out that message, then we'll do a dry read over Zoom from 7 to whatever
Right,
or whatever.
right.
But I think that'll be productive. Takara, you right on with that? Come on, man.
Hmm.
She a part of the play too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I did